Cadets, rest.
Very good, my friend. Very good. Now, on to the next.
He sheathes his saber, but the steel hardly has a chance to cool.
Yes, Madrid enjoys a new form of entertainment. In which quarter will you defend your challenge this evening?
Well, this evening I entertain a more interesting challenge.
The Senorita Elena Diaz. Already 5 times this year, there have been duels fought for her.
Do you make it 6?
I assure you, my friend, dueling's the last thing on my mind.
Oh, well, then you've chosen the wrong girl. You must spill blood for her to prove your sincerity.
You speak of love, I speak of sincerity. Hardly synonymous.
Be warned, Diego. When you embrace her, keep your sword nearby.
Oh, you wound me, Rodrigo. I'm a peace-loving man. Dueling is a sport to me, nothing more.
Well, I'm sure Lieutenant Cortez will be most pleased to learn that he suffered his wounds in the spirit of the sport.
Lieutenant Cortez is an exception. He got exactly what he deserved. A gentleman does not whip an innkeeper simply because he doesn't like his favorite wine.
You would right all the wrongs in Madrid if your fencing arm would only hold up. It would not surprise me to find a Z carved in Cortez's chest.
No. The Z is reserved for Zorro, and he is long dead.
And Zorro attacks at night.
Yes, and we all know that Diego only duels at noon.
Yes. Well, I think a man should have half a day to ponder his indiscretion. It weakens his defense.
Does that apply to women, too?
Only the part about indiscretion.
Second flight. Prepare them out.
Gentlemen, if you will excuse me. I'm about to set you all a fine example.
Be very careful of the first hurdle, my friend.
And the second.
And you watch my third. Whoa. Now, grow wings, my friend.
And to get me to apply to the academy, my father assured me that a commission would serve 2 purposes. As a lieutenant in the Royal Guard, thank you very much, there is a certain distinction to be proud of.
And a greater mobility in the boudoirs of Madrid.
I was going to say service to the king.
Yes, you were going to say service to the king, but would you have meant it?
Which has the greater priority, Antonio?
I won't deny that I would like to test the validity of your remark,
You've been
Antonio.
testing it since the first day you arrived. I'm buying wine for all. Come on. It's your last chance to fill your cups on me.
Last chance? What do you mean?
I'm leaving. I'm leaving for California within the week.
But your commission!
I'm giving it up. Letters from home have been dark and worrisome. Things are not as they should be. My place is there.
I will miss you, my friend.
And I you. But I must go.
A toast and a salute. Salute. Spain loses a fine swordsman.
And I give you another toast, senors. To California, where a man may only marry and raise fat children and watch his vineyards grow. A memento, then. Think of me when you look upon it.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. How are the vineyards, my friend? Are they bearing well this season?
By some miracle, the grapes remain sweet.
And why are you so gloomy, huh?
Who is not gloomy these days?
But this is fiesta time, is it not? Surely that should give you something to be festive about.
There will be no fiesta this year.
I don't believe it. No fiesta, why not?
People cannot sing with hatred in their hearts, senor.
Hatred? For whom? The caballeros?
No, senor, not the caballeros. They are too oppressed. They do not dare open their mouths. The alcalde. We all hate the alcalde. May his soul burn in hell.
The alcalde? But that's impossible. A kind of better man never lived.
Huh. You do not know him, senor.
Yes, I do know him. He's my father. Senor? Senor! I wish to be driven to Los Angeles. I have boxes and a portmanteau on the wharf. Will you undertake the journey? I'll pay you well. Will you stop staring at me, my man? Will you drive me or not? Fine speech, please.
He cannot, senor. The alcalde has seen to that.
The alcalde? I don't understand this. Do you realize you're speaking of my father?
At a meeting of the peones, this man spoke out against the heavy taxes. The next day, your father's soldiers cut out his tongue. I swear it's true.
And what is your business here, senor?
That is my affair.
Mine also, if you wish to enter.
This is my home. I am the son of the alcalde. So people can still laugh in California. I'd begun to think they'd lost the habit.
This way, senor, please.
Leave undisturbed the flags of all the missions. And likewise the flags of Don Alejandro Vega, as he is the champion of the caballeros and the church is the mother of the peones. It would be unwise at this point to set off a spark, which might... You claim to be the son of...
I claim nothing. I am Don Diego Vega, son of His Excellency Don Alejandro, and this, although greatly changed, is my home.
Your pardon, Don Diego. I had not heard you were returning. Welcome to California. I am Captain Esteban Montenegro, military aide to the alcalde.
I am honored, Captain, but bewildered. Why has my father turned his home into a barracks?
Conditions here have changed since you left, Don Diego. Your father resigned. Age. Since then, the peones have become more industrious. As to the caballeros, they are encouraged to think of their own affairs. We take care of the government.
I see. Then my father is no longer the alcalde. And that accounts. Tell me, who holds the office now?
His Excellency Don Luis Basilio Quintero. I will take you to him.
Thank you, but I prefer to go directly to see my family. Where are they living?
At your old hacienda outside the town, but His Excellency would never forgive me if I let you go without a word of welcome from him.
It seems I have no choice. How can I refuse a man anything with a naked sword in his hand?
So, a wit has come to California, huh? And from what I hear, a swordsman. If you fancy the weapon, feel the weight of mine.
Oh. Yeah. Why, thank you, Captain. Madrid lace is so costly. I'm afraid you did take me by surprise.
I apologize, Don Diego. The weight of my sword is perfect. It was made for me in Toledo. I thought the swordsman would appreciate it.
Well, a true swordsman most probably would.
But I heard that you...
That I do a fair sequence with the blade. A test of coordination under limited conditions is more of a ballet than a test of true swordsmanship. Confidentially, Captain, I loathe the blade. Such a violent business.
I will keep your secret, Don Diego.
Thank you.
This is a noble bird. Well tested. I'm asking 40 pesos, Su Excelencia.
Esteban, this cheating dog should have his taxes raised.
No, the bird is yours. As a gift. Not a centavo will he cost you. Es un regalo.
Well, that's a much better attitude. Turn him over to my handler. And what caballero is this? Is he a young lord from Spain?
A good guess, Your Excellency. He is just in from Spain. This is Don Diego Vega, son of your respected predecessor.
Oh, well, welcome back, young sir. Please, regard this house as still your home.
How very kind of you. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Oh, I see you've had an accident.
A double wound. My reputation suffered a little as well.
Luis, the ship has arrived from Spain. The shops will finally have something worth looking at. Will one of you ill-mannered boors present me to this caballero?
Señora Doña Inés de Quintero, may I present Don Diego Vega?
My wife, senor.
Senora. His Excellency is indeed a fortunate man.
You came on the ship from Spain?
Yes.
How I long to live the life you've been leading, senor. The gaiety and splendor of Madrid and the courts. Luis has promised to take me, but then I will be an old hag.
Oh, my dear Senora, such a tragedy could never befall you.
Oh, you're so kind. You must come with me to the shop and help me with my selections.
Oh, how you tempt me, Senora. How I do love the shimmer of satin and silk. The matching of one delicate shade against another. Attar of rose, crushed lily, musk, like a raiment of angels in a garden of heaven.
A poet as well.
Guilty, Senora, but of only half the charge. A poet needs inspiration. You must share half the blame.
Willingly.
But my love, Don Diego must see his parents.
Ah, yes, too true. Duty before pleasure. Excellency, Captain, Senora.
I'll see you to the gate.
That would be lovely. Oh, yes, Captain. Your handkerchief.
That's one little peacock that will not trouble us.
You think not?
The captain is jealous. The fop has pricked the fencing master, huh? Give up your false hopes, Esteban. She cares no more for you than she does for me. Inez loves only herself.
No one you know, someone new, someone very charming who knows how to flatter a woman.
Maria tells me to beware of flattery.
No wonder at your age it could be your undoing.
When can I meet him?
Listen to the child. You're too young to cope with his sort. Maria, I don't like that hat she's wearing. It makes her look much older than she is, like a woman grown.
I am a woman grown. Dolores Castellano is a month younger and already wed.
Dolores Castellano. Her grandmother was a peon. Such riffraff wed when they like. You have the blood of Hidalgo in your veins. Keep it cool, my girl, or I'll whisk you off to a convent. Diego.
mía.
Oh, Diego, my son.
Juanita. Manuel, you got dinner. Jose, how are you?
Take down Diego's things to his room.
Oh, Mother, it's so good to be home.
You know, you are even more handsome than before you left.
No? Well, you should have seen me the first time I approached the Spanish throne. They said I looked like a frightened gopher. Now, why didn't you write and tell me? I had to learn from the new alcalde that father was no longer in office.
Well, we didn't want to burden you. But now, you are here.
Father's well.
As well as can be expected.
He's not in ill health.
No. But the weight of his office is still with him, even though he is no longer alcalde.
I tell you, it is beyond bearing. The devil lives in this district, and his name is Luis Quintero. And the devil has an accomplice, Capitan Esteban. Together they rule from the hills of Verduga to the shores of Del Rey. The California rose now has 2 cankers to spoil its beauty. And if they are not cut off, the rose will die.
A united force, Alejandro. There's not one caballero who will not follow you.
I know.
We'll follow you, Alejandro, to the last man.
That is what will happen if we revolt. We will be reduced to the last man.
But how can you stand by while your people are reduced to whipped dogs?
Padre Felipe, caballeros, I will not have my people slaughtered. In a revolt, we have no chance of winning. Diego.
Oh,
so happy to see you.
Alejandro, look how little he's changed.
Still slender and a man. He has a whalebone look about him, Padre.
Welcome back to your home, Diego, and my heart.
Thank you, Padre. I've missed your wise counsel.
Not too greatly, I suspect. You remember our good friends?
Oh, yes. Yes, with great fondness. And yours?
Spain who's put muscle on your son, Don Alejandro.
But still the face of an angel.
And that's what we need just now in California. An angel. An avenging angel with a flaming sword.
Look hard, Don Alejandro. And remember well, the sword of the Vegas hangs in your home. The blade which first brought justice to this land. Is it to hang there like a rusted memory?
Alejandro, please.
Isabel, leave my son to me. Sit down, Diego.
Father, tell me what this is all about.
I am no longer the alcalde. In my place...
In his place sits a viper, and behind him sits another viper. You have returned to a land fouled by serpents.
I don't understand, Father. Why did you resign your position in the first place?
I did not resign. I was forced out of office.
They threatened to burn the homes of the peones.
And now you want me to follow the lawless steps of Luis Quintero and stain the office of the alcalde. My office, which I have served honorably for 30 years with the blood of my people. They are strong. We are weak. I will not spill the best blood in California on a useless slaughter. Nor will my son.
No. No. No, of course not. By the way, Father, I went directly to our old home on my way here, and I met the present alcalde and his charming wife. They seemed to me to be reasonable, agreeable people.
You have been deceived, my young friend.
You think so? The alcalde spoke of you with great respect, Father.
He has not troubled me nor my flocks so far.
Well, in that case, I don't see why we're becoming so overly excited, especially in this heat. My, how I do miss the scented breezes of Spain.
Are we to be moved by cruelty and injustice only when it touches us?
Oh, my dear senor, such things exist in the world whether we want them to or not. Oh, by the way, Father, you know I took up sleight of hand while I was in Madrid. It's all the rage just now. I want you to watch this. You see? All gone. Now.
And there it is.
So, the boy I helped raise has become a clown.
Now, let me show you an amusing bit of nonsense that I picked up in Granada.
Save your bit of nonsense for Granada. California has no use for another fool. Gentlemen.
Tear it down. Be quick! Put that up.
I don't know why you insisted on taking this stupid drive.
Look,
Gold.
this goes to Spain. For us, Mara. For us. We're being met by an agent of the Bank of Madrid.
A military guard
Would have let our friend Esteban know of this little transaction.
I have distressing news for Your Excellency. I had a small drinking bout with the agent of the Bank of Madrid. And while in his cups, the fellow was somewhat indiscreet. A drunken man is untrustworthy. I will act in his stead. Your purse, senor. And now, senora, that little trinket.
No,
I can't afford gallantries.
I refuse.
Quickly, senora. I should hate to mark such a lovely cheek. Thank you. This time, Excellency, I take only your money. Next time. Adios.
Valdista?
Sí, señor.
3 pesos. Pablo Sebastián? 9 pesos.
9 pesos. Senor, I cannot pay so much. I swear, it will take my last centavo.
9 pesos!
Senor, por favor, I beg of you.
Torcuato Ramírez?
Sí, señor.
5 pesos.
Sí, señor.
I'll relieve you of that, Sergeant.
And let me relieve you of that excess weight, Captain.
Zorro, get him! Get him!
Lord, this habitation, and drive far from it all snares of the enemy. Let thy holy angels dwell herein to keep us in peace, and may thy blessing be always upon us. Dominus vobiscum, et cum spiritu tuo, ita missa est. Deo gratias. Amen.
You.
Be calm, good Padre.
If you come to rob the church, you will find it quite poor.
I come to return, not to steal.
Return? You mock me. A thief does not come bearing gifts.
It is not thievery to return to the people what is rightfully theirs. Here, restore it to them. Be my dispenser. And this little jewel will bring you even more gold.
I have prayed for an angel with an avenging sword.
Such as this?
So it was you who stole the sword of the Vegas?
Tell Don Alejandro it will be returned when it has done its work.
I shall.
Soldiers.
Quickly! God be with you! You are on holy ground, or have you forgotten how to behave in the house of the Lord?
We are here on business.
If you are here on God's business, you are welcome. If not, be gone.
You test your immunity too hard, Padre. I warn you. Tread softly.
Keep your threats to yourself.
I come to search. Vámonos.
What are you doing here?
Well, I was so frightfully bored at home, and I remembered that you played an excellent game of drafts, so I just rode over, took the liberty of setting them in. Hello, Sergeant.
Senor? How long have you been here?
I just arrived.
And did you see anyone when you came in?
Yes, I think I did. Just a shadow, mind you. Now, I thought it was Fray Philippe, and I called out to him, but the rude fellow didn't even bother to answer me. He just rode away.
Zorro.
That cutthroat, Dios me libre.
And which way did you come in?
Well, I came in that way, but I think he went that way.
Vámonos!
So, you came to play drafts because you were bored.
Oh, I was bored beyond distraction. Padre, you don't know how I miss Madrid. All one can do here is be lulled to sleep by the sounds of night. Sounds of night in Madrid are quite different, I can assure you that.
Spend a night in the village and you will hear other night sounds. The sounds of a child crying because he has not enough milk to drink. That might blot out your perfumed memories of Spain, though I doubt it.
I came here to play drafts, not to discuss politics, Padre.
To think I helped raise you, and how do you repay me? By turning into a silly buffoon.
I'm considered quite an amusing fellow in Madrid.
Zorro.
A nice quiet study, Your Excellency. I like that. Very quiet.
What do you want?
A talk. How do you think you would like the climate in Spain?
You give me no choice.
Exactly. And as to your successor, what do you think of Don Alejandro Vega? He's had experience.
Again, you give me no choice.
Good. You will resign and appoint Don Alejandro as your successor.
As you wish.
I've enjoyed our chat, Excellency. And this will remind you of it, Excellency.
What are you going to do?
Blindfold you.
What's that?
It's the point of my sword against your heart.
You mean to kill me after all?
Not if you obey me.
But...
I advise you not to utter a sound until I take the point away from your heart.
What is this? Speak up. What are you trying to do?
He was here.
Who was here? Zorro! Look!
Don't leave me. If he got in once, he can get in again. I want you here.
You are becoming an hysteric. If you lose control now, we're lost.
Well, how the devil did he get in here?
That's what I'd like to find out.
It's your business to find out. He wants me in Spain and Vega here in my place.
Vega.
Padre Ramon, I didn't see you when you came in.
I'm not Padre Ramon. I'm Padre Pablo from the mission. I've been spending the evening with Friar Ramon.
I was asking the Holy Mother to save me from a convent. Is that a sin?
Oh, the sin, I think, would be in sending you to one.
I don't understand.
Well, I mean, a young girl like you with your, well, I mean, it seems to me you would be more useful outside a convent than in.
You mean in serving God?
Yes. Yes, in a way.
In what way, Padre?
Oh, well, there are many ways to serve God, my child. To marry is one way.
To bear children?
Yes, exactly. Strong sons, fine daughters, in the glory of God.
I was praying just now for a husband.
You were? That's splendid. Well, I mean, that's natural in a girl your age.
Padre, come sit with me. I'm deeply troubled. No one ever comes here. I know it's because of my uncle. The people hate him. But he's been very good to me. And yet I want to leave this place to be with people my own age.
Yes, a beautiful girl like you should not be wasted, cloistered in such a place.
Beautiful? Do you really think that, Padre? Maria is the only one who ever tells me that.
You are as lovely as a spring morning.
You really think that?
Yes. Yes, with all my heart.
I never heard such words.
You should hear them every hour of every day. You seem frightened, my child.
You're not a padre. You're an imposter.
Why do you say that?
You're wearing a sword.
Teresa? Teresa! Oh, Dios, where have you been? We've looked everywhere for you. That thief Zorro has broken into the house and threatened your uncle. They think he may still be hiding somewhere close about. Didn't you hear me? Come on, my girl. Oh, Friar Ramon, lock the door before you go. The beast may try and steal the altar.
Good night, Padre.
Good night, my child.
Good evening, Father.
Good evening, my son.
Oh, one moment, Father. You dropped something.
What's this? Why is he here?
The peacock comes to spread his feathers.
This peacock is not colorful, merely transparent. Excellency! And Captain! What a nice surprise. Ah, beautiful morning.
What brings you here, my friend?
I have a note from Doña Inez asking me to ride with her this morning.
If you will excuse me, I have military duties to attend to.
Excellent. Excellent. Come, you will walk with me.
It has been the captain's privilege to ride with her each morning.
Oh, poor man. Frayed nerves. And so early in the morning, too.
Oh, he has much on his mind.
I noticed as I rode up, your house seems to be very well guarded. I'd swear I saw a whole army around it.
Oh, I wish there were twice as many.
Oh, Madre de Dios. Their clatter would drive me wild.
Well, I find it reassuring. Blouse! Blouse! The mark of Zorro.
Oh, that's impossible. The man is, he's long dead.
The scourge of the Pyrenees. The scoundrel appears again in the body of another. This bandit assumes his role.
Well, the man's mad. Yes, mad and deluded.
He came last night into my study, threatened my life, and left a mark like that.
Oh, I should have been petrified. There was a case in Madrid, almost identical. Now, his mark was a cross, as I remember. Oh, he was a madman. Clever beyond belief. They always are. This fellow killed 40 people. Or was it 50? Well, I suppose that doesn't matter, does it? He slit their throats from ear to ear. Didn't warn them even, just...
Santa Maria.
Oh, Excellency, I admire you for staying. You take a great risk and you show a remarkable sense of duty.
Remarkable.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Sorry to have kept you. Esteban was a little surly about this morning's ride. I'm afraid I promised it to him.
Not at all. Your note was like a smile from heaven. I was suffocating with boredom.
Oh, no, really. I was the one who was bored. Come, I'm dying for a canter. Adios, Luis. Don't work too hard.
Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye. That young beggar just told me the most appalling tale about a madman in Madrid, like this Zorro. He thinks I'm running a great risk staying here, but I have a plan.
No, I would never condone a marriage between Diego and Teresa. The bond of marriage would put me in league with your butchers. I will not endorse your butchery with my good name. I may not be able to fight you, but I will not help you.
25,000.
Not for 10 times that. Capitan Esteban, a man does not sell his name for a price.
You are a fool, Don Alejandro.
Perhaps. But I will not tarnish my name by linking it with that of Luis Quintero. I will go to my grave with the name of Vega unblemished.
Continue in this way, and your falling might be premature.
A man of breeding does not threaten a gentleman in his own home.
So?
If my finger tightens, Captain, you might lose that fine fencing hand, and that would deny me the pleasure of testing it.
Here. Now.
I will choose the time, and I will choose the place. There will be no blood spilled in this house.
What do you want?
My business is with Captain Esteban Don Alejandro. It was the only way we might meet without interference.
You have my sword. You make me an accomplice to your crimes.
I have committed no crimes.
You call theft and murder saintly deeds?
It is not theft to steal from a thief. It's merely irony. It is not murder to defend oneself against uniformed terrorists posing as soldiers. You have turned California into a mockery, Captain. It will stop. You and the alcalde will return to Spain or...
Or what, my costume friend?
Or you will be the one who will be buried prematurely.
Listen to him, Don Alejandro. What an audacious fellow. He pits himself, one man, against the state.
I pit myself against a tyrant and a puppet. Those odds suit me.
Brave words spoken from behind a pistol. I'd like to try your courage sword to sword.
With a platoon of men behind you, no doubt.
A coward. I thought so. Empty bravado.
You will have a chance to test your courage, Captain.
Oh, I look forward to it.
As do I. Although you might find a trip to Spain less hazardous. And now, if you will excuse me.
You are shaking, Capitan.
Do not be deceived, Don Alejandro. He pretends to be a savior, but he's only a fool.
Do fools often make you tremble with fear?
I shake with anger, not fear.
Alejandro, I just saw a rider.
You just saw Zorro.
Oh, Captain, what a surprise.
Diego.
What's the matter, madam?
That brigand, Zorro, he was here.
Zorro?
Hmm.
In this house? Whatever for? Oh, Captain, I demand protection.
Oh, you are safe, Don Diego. It is me he wants.
His Excellency has sent Capitan Esteban to offer a marriage between his niece, Teresa, and you.
His niece? How flattering.
Your father resists the proposal for political reasons.
I resist for your political reasons.
Whatever did that murderous pirate Zorro want?
For me to leave California.
And the alcalde.
Oh, politics, politics. I'm so weary of the discussion. When may I meet this shy young flower?
I forbid it.
Tonight. Will you dine with us? 8 o'clock?
Charmed.
I said I forbid it.
Diego, you should consider your father's wishes in a matter of this sort.
Mother, I had absolutely no say in my father's marriage. I don't see why he should instruct me in mine.
I wish you had never returned from Spain.
Doña Isabel. Don Diego.
Oh, Diego.
You must trust me, Mother. Things are not always as they appear.
Oh, Maria. He's handsome, is he not?
Stand still, child.
Oh, I hear he's very handsome. Everyone says so.
The talk is that his face is good.
And what of his spirit? Is he gallant and daring like a knight? Perhaps he will take me away before Inez sends me off to a convent. She hates me, I know it. Ouch!
Then stand still, child, and calm down. You mustn't be too anxious. If you take the challenge out of the sport, you ruin the hunt.
He's coming to dine, not to hunt.
You are young, inexperienced. To a man, there's only the hunt, the challenge. The sport is important, whether it be a blood sport or a love sport. Remember that.
Oh, Maria, now you make me frightened.
This is Luis's doing.
An alliance for the good of the state, my dear. It's not only fashionable, it's a political necessity. We don't want our little empire to crumble, do we?
What can be keeping him? It's 20 past the hour.
El señor Don Diego Vega.
Excellency.
Well, here you are at last. I was afraid you might have been waylaid by the Zorro fellow.
Oh, heaven spare me. Senora. I'm dazzled. Captain?
And here is our little dove. Diego, this is Teresa.
I am honored, senor.
Charmed.
May I present Senorita Maria Lopez?
Senorita. I'm so sorry to have kept you all waiting. But they heated my bathwater too early. And by the time more was brought and properly scented, it was positively tepid. Life can be so trying, don't you think?
Maria.
Shall we dine?
Senorita.
His bath was tepid. Poor Teresa. I fear her wedded life will be the same.
Now, watch. See? Empty. Voila.
Oh, bravo.
I did that one for His Majesty.
Oh, it must be heavenly, of course.
Oh, yes, it's the one bearable spot on Earth.
It was bearable here once, before the Zorro came with his murderous threats and thievery.
Oh, speaking of Zorro, I wonder if you might provide me with some sort of protection on my way home. I fancy that cutthroat might be just lurking about, anywhere.
How distressing.
Certainly, my dear Diego.
I gather you didn't approve of my request, Senorita.
That's because you called her hero a cutthroat.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness, do you know this fellow?
No, but I happen to admire his courage.
My dear young girl, dashing about with a cutlass is out of fashion. It went out in the Middle Ages.
Well, it certainly seems to have been quite effective.
Well, yes, well then, so is a madman.
He's not a madman. He's a lion amongst a lot of sheep.
I really don't know why it is that men of this sort, brutes and scoundrels, elicit such admiration. It's positively frustrating. Why is it that the scoundrels of the world are always remembered and the well-bred men completely forgotten?
Perhaps it's because there is nothing particularly memorable about scented bathtubs.
Oh. You seem to regard the poor fruit as an enemy, Captain.
A rival.
Esteban's always thrusting at this and that. He was a fencing master in Madrid.
Ah, how exhausting.
I found it exhilarating.
Do you really? I find it rather boring. Lots of men slashing and cutting away at each other with a blade.
I prefer to think about it as an acquired defense. Do you not think, Don Diego, that a man should have a strong defense?
Yes. Yes, I do. But I prefer more gentle defenses.
Useful in court, perhaps. Worth little on the battlefield, I'm afraid.
Soldiers. Soldiers are always thinking of battlefields. And once the moment of exhilaration is over in a battlefield, there's only death.
There's also glory.
No. There is only glory in living. There's only death in death.
Captain Esteban, I fear, misses the Spanish fencing school.
Oh, really? Why ever did you leave?
I had the misfortune to kill a man of influence.
A lady was involved, I believe.
Hmm. The gentleman's wife, no doubt.
Just how do you mean that, Don Diego?
Oh, dear. I'd hoped to be amusing. Have I failed?
Somewhat. With me.
If you will excuse me, senor, I wish to retire.
So sorry.
What's got into the girl?
Yes, it is most curious. But then, you are still here, senora.
Our little dove has flown.
Yes, it's the one problem with youth. It's constantly in flight.
Meaning?
Meaning, doves adorn courtyards. Women adorn courts.
Forever the poet. But when you marry, you shall forget me.
When I marry, we shall have all of Madrid at our feet. A marriage of state will be the perfect veil for us. A veil of propriety.
Oh, I see. How clever.
Your niece is perfectly charming, Excellency.
Yes, a sweet child.
May I plead with you for her hand in marriage? A refusal would crush me.
She's yours, Diego, with all my blessings.
Zorro,
Yes, senorita.
what do you want?
A few words with you, please.
Oh, no, no, not here. You'll be caught.
I must speak with you.
Oh, Madre Dios.
Now, see here, my child. What do you mean running away from the man to whom I've just promised you in marriage?
You've done that without asking me.
Of course. What do you know about such things? It's about time that you understood. What's that? Someone on the
It's nothing.
balcony.
It's just a shadow, Uncle Luis.
A shadow. Looks like... Forgive me, my dear. I'm an old fool. Our little dove has changed into a sly kitten. You seem to know how to handle these matters much better than your Uncle Luis. Good night, my sweet.
You?
Yes.
How did you get...
Well, a man can do many things. If he must.
I must be dreaming. You are Zorro.
I'm sorry I had to deceive you. But to accomplish what I must, I had to deceive many people. You forgive me.
You've come here to tell me that asking for my hand in marriage was simply a part of the game.
Oh, no. No, it wasn't. It's the one real thing in the whole masquerade.
Go quickly.
Come riding with me tomorrow.
Yes, of course. Be careful, Diego.
Yes, yes, of course.
Teresa, I want to talk to you. What's the matter with you? Didn't you hear me?
Yes, I was lost in prayer.
Good evening. Mother.
1 o'clock. Why didn't you spend the entire night with your delightful friends? Well, what did you do about the girl? Speak up. How did you get out of it?
She's perfectly charming. She's a lovely, unspoiled child. I think you're going to be delighted with her, Father.
I will be delighted with her. What have you done?
What have I done? I've taken the first steps toward making you a grandfather.
And this is the son you bore me.
So, I find the church richer than the government. How is that? Speak! Sting of hot leather will loosen up your tongue. You jackal! Say please!
You do not frighten me.
Take me to the big hacienda. Pronto. Where is Don Diego?
Está en la baranda, señorita.
Don Diego, Fray Felipe, they're beating him, they're whipping him to death.
This is your uncle's doing. This time he has gone too far.
That is why I come to you.
You would turn traitor for us?
I am not a traitor. Why are we standing here arguing?
Perhaps it's a trap. You are a Quintero.
I can stand by no longer and see priests beaten and the people mistreated. Please do something, Don Alejandro.
Yes. There's one sword of the Vegas left on my wall. The time has come. God will forgive me for what I must do. Manuel!
Alejandro, no, please.
Patron! Go to Don Miguel and Don Jose. Have them rally the rest of the caballeros. I will meet them at the alcalde's.
Inmediatamente, patrón.
Oh, Diego, you're so frightening.
You better go back to the alcalde's.
But Diego...
Go. This minute, please. It will be all right, I promise.
What is the meaning of this?
Gonzalez was collecting taxes from the mission. Fray Felipe resisted. Gonzalez searched the room and found the tax money.
Priest? No one can be trusted.
The good fry was then dragged from the mission and beaten by Gonzalez in front of the people.
Send Sergeant Gonzalez to me at once.
I wish I could.
And what's to prevent it?
The total disappearance of Sergeant Gonzalez, Your Excellency.
He's gone? Where?
To Hades, I hope. I'll collect the mission taxes myself from now on.
Esteban, look. Gonzalez.
Madre Dios. Zorro. He's somewhere near the grounds. Find him! Find him!
You've blundered again.
Today he dies.
Whatever's going on.
What are you doing here, Diego? You frightened me half to death.
Well, I came to see Teresa, but she doesn't seem to be anywhere about.
Well, I don't have time to discuss it now. I just had the most horrifying experience. Zorro just beat Sergeant Gonzalez half to death, shoved him over the wall right before my eyes.
Oh, how frightful. But then, after all, it must have been harder on Gonzalez.
This is no time to jest. What shall I do? What shall I do? I offer rewards, nothing happens.
Well, he may change his mind about you. Such creatures often do, I believe. He may decide to cut the throat of someone else.
Must you always talk about throat cutting?
You know, I admire you, Excellency. Such courage, such fortitude, such a sense of civic duty. A weaker man would leave this place. In a situation like this, I would have my constitution wrecked. But then, of course, I haven't the iron nerve of your Excellency. Spain is so peaceful. It's like a siesta, you know? No cares, no worries, no dangers.
Your Excellency, come quickly.
Sentry, follow me.
What's the matter?
Zorro, here in the cellar.
Diego? Don't kill me.
Do you remember our little chat about your resignation, Excellency?
Yes.
Today you will have the opportunity, or you will carry the position of alcalde to your grave.
Yes, anything you wish.
Captain, the peones and the caballeros are at the gates.
Turn out the guard. I'll be there presently.
Wise choice, Excellency.
I hope this place suits you better, senor.
It's perfect. This floor is already stained with blood. A little more won't hurt.
Oh, and how thoughtful. You're dressed for a funeral.
Yes, convenient. Since the funeral will be yours.
Excuse me. A swordsman or a trickster?
I do rather fancy the blade, Captain.
Compliments.
Has the fencing master met his match?
Not in California.
A swift move, Captain. I've not seen that one before.
You wouldn't. I learned that on the battlefield. So, inside the peacock, we find a hawk.
Enough blood has been spilled. Let them return to Spain, dishonored. See that they're packed and gone within the hour. The Sword of the Vega has never enjoyed such distinction.
Thank you, Father.